Good morning and welcome to our Friday webinar. Sorry I missed you all last week, but I heard Kristen did a great job. I do hope that you all enjoyed summer and fall because judging by today, it's over. Now let's get started. On Tuesday, Governor Evers issued Executive Order number 94, which strongly urges people to limit all gatherings to your immediate household only, run only necessary errands, use curbside and delivery options to avoid contact, limit the number of employees in your office to only essential personnel and/or stagger shifts, and limit travel, including travel to second homes or weekend residences, as well as travel to other states. He also urges everyone to continue to wash their hands frequently, always wear a mask in public, and be mindful of social distancing at all times. Earlier this week, I spoke with Milwaukee's health department, and they are still moving forward with their order, City of Milwaukee 4.2. We do know that there are operators within our city limits who are doing everything they can to provide and enforce clean, safe environments, and I encourage you to do what you can to support these businesses in any way that you feel safe. If you feel someone in the city of Milwaukee is not following the strict guidelines laid out by the health department, please contact them directly, as they are the only entity that can issue fines or enforce the mandate. Also, if you have questions regarding what you can and can't do in your business, please contact the health department directly. They are listening to what you want to do, and they are making individual decisions. If we are going to survive the pandemic as an industry, we've got to stop the spread of the virus and learn to be COVID conscious in our decisions. I ask everyone to follow their local health department guidelines and make choices that err on the side of safety. The STAR report for last week showed that occupancy continues to drop, with much of the drop coming in on the weekends in the downtown market. With downtown hotels unable to host any sort of social events, which was the sole driver of occupancy, we feel that will continue to be the case. Please keep in mind that our supply also increased this week with the opening of the fabulous St. Kate the Arts Hotel. U.S. weekly hotel occupancy was relatively flat from the previous week, according to the latest data from STAR through November 7th. At 44.2%, this week was down slightly from last week, which was 44.4% occupancy. And this was the lowest that we've seen since late June. And unfortunately, this week, Wisconsin was listed as having a market with the lowest occupancy for the week. And that obviously has a lot to do with the spike in cases in the state of Wisconsin. According to the most recent Longwoods International tracking study of American travelers, 58% have travel plans in the next 6 months. This is the lowest percentage since the beginning of the pandemic in early March. And those with travel plans 69% believe they will have to change their travel plans due to coronavirus. Contracting COVID remains the #1 factor, with 68% of travelers saying that it impacts or greatly impacts their decision to travel in the next 6 months. As we near the holiday season, fewer American travelers plan on taking a trip during the holidays. According to the most recent survey, 53% are not planning any travel during the holiday season, up from 48% a month ago. Some 38% are planning to travel by car, while only 17% will travel by air during the holiday period. 34% of travelers don't plan to travel until there is a COVID vaccine. And thankfully, we have heard some good news on that front with the announcement that 3 companies are on the precipice of making that a reality. The percentage of people who support opening their community to visitors dropped slightly from 41% to 39% this week. Today is officially the International Day of Kindness, so we thought this would be a great time to ring in our season of giving. Launched just this morning, this is a holiday geared campaign through paid and earned media, encouraging locals to be kind and generous to Milwaukee's hospitality businesses. As you know, our hospitality businesses, all of our businesses, our arts, our culture, our entertainment, we need them to survive. It is absolutely of the utmost importance for them to survive so that when we come out of COVID, that we have things to market to visitors. So that's why we're doing this campaign. You can go to visitmilwaukee.org/holidays and you'll find plenty of resources to help you support local this holiday season. From restaurants offering Thanksgiving meals to hotel packages, holiday events, outdoor winter dining, and more, it's all there. If you'd like to share the Season of Giving message, there's a link to graphics like the one you're seeing here and sample media social copy. sample social media copy. Please share them widely using hashtag Season of Giving MKE exclamation point. And if your business should be on one of these lists and it isn't already, let us know and we'll add you right away. This week, Milwaukee had a great feature in the Daily Beast article, My Midwest Road Trip was Black Owned and Green Book Inspired. I want to give a huge shout out to our communications and group tour manager, Lindsay McKee, on her incredibly hard work hosting the writer, Dominique Jackson, and putting together an itinerary of so many incredible partners. Of course, no matter how much our PR team shows journalists, sometimes the journalists cannot cover everything, and unfortunately this happened with the Daily Beast article. We want to send a special thank you to all of the businesses who were covered, but especially to those who provided their time and resources to accommodate the Daily Beast journalists, but were not mentioned in the final article. Those include America's Black Holocaust Museum, Deshea G with the King Bid Drive, who provided extensive personal tours. No Studios provided a tour as well as a complimentary ticket to their Friday night performance. And Potawatomi Hotel and Casino provided a complimentary hotel stay for the writer. Though you weren't included in the final article, we respect and appreciate the hospitality you've shown. We're sure that Dominique is talking it up to her entire network of people because she truly was blown away by the hospitality Milwaukee had to offer. Please know that our PR team continues to promote all of our partners to media far and wide. Now I want to give you a reminder that our team is always available to be a resource for all of our hospitality partners. We were thrilled to learn that one of our partner venues secured a huge win this week, thanks in part to our team's expertise, who provided recommendations and ideas on how to help wow their client during their site visit. Please feel free to reach out to Leslie Johnson, our Vice President of Sales, or anyone on our team for more information how we can help you win business, because a win for you is a win for our city. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, but this year consider leaving the cooking to someone else and supporting one of Milwaukee's incredibly locally owned restaurants. There are so many restaurants throughout the Milwaukee area offering pre-order feasts, and On Milwaukee has expertly put together a handy guide to help you select your Thanksgiving meal. That will allow you to sit back and relax this year. Augie's, the new restaurant in Hotel Metro that opened for a short time earlier this summer, has reopened, this time serving seasonal small plates, sandwiches, and plenty of vegetarian dishes. This restaurant will be open Tuesday through Saturday from 4 to 10. I was lucky enough to check out Chef Zach Nelson's delicious food and had a craft cocktail earlier this month, and it was superb. A good thing brewing this week comes from a parking slab on 56th and Townsend Streets in Sherman Park, where Emma Toth and her partner Samantha Jansen opened a community food sharing site called Food is Free. Food is Free is a worldwide movement launching in 2012 in Austin, Texas, and today there are more than 350 sites worldwide. The site relies on a take what you need, give what you don't approach to stocking. If you find yourself in a position with food to share, please consider contributing to this amazing new community pantry. The Harley-Davidson Museum is premiering two new special exhibits, Off-Road Harley-Davidson and Performance Builds from Born Free. Off-Road Harley-Davidson opens to the public on November 21st and tells the history of motorcycles designed for the rough roads, the people who rode them, and the adventure they shared. Performance Builds from Born Free, which is currently running, brings together 4 customized Harley-Davidson motorcycles where imagination and ingenuity take center stage. Be sure to visit the Harley-Davidson Museum website to purchase your tickets ahead of time and learn about the incredible safety measures that the museum has put into place to make sure that you're safe. Betty Brin's Children's Museum is currently running a sale on all items in their gift shop. They have over 1,400 pairs of new UMI shoes in infant and toddler sizes, priced at the low price of $19.99. These typically retail at $50. All other toys, games, puzzles are 50% off retail prices. These items will make great gifts for the holidays, so place your order on Betty Brin's website and you can pick them up on December 4th or 5th. This year, you can support the Wisconsin State Fair and receive a little bit of swag for your Christmas tree. Anyone who joins as a friend of the fair or makes a minimum $25 donation will receive a commemorative Stickin' It to 2020 ornament. Your donation will support needed renovations and enhancements to the State Fair Park, as well as the agricultural, art, and education program that make the fair such a special place. I know how much my mom and aunt loved the fair when they were alive, so these are going to make great gifts for my cousins and my siblings. Another great opportunity to give back to the community this season is through United Way Holiday Giving Tree. In 2020, United Way's goal for the Holiday Giving Tree remains the same: to share gifts with our neighbors that may otherwise go without. Last year, over 10,000 gifts were shared, and this year they hope to do the same. This year, the gift of giving will be virtual, with individual donations of $30 going towards purchasing and shipping the gifts, which will be purchased whenever possible from Black-owned businesses, small businesses, and women-owned businesses in our region. Unfortunately, this year the Canadian Pacific Holiday Train will not be rolling through Milwaukee and Wauwatosa as it has in the past. However, Canadian Pacific plans to host a virtual concert and donate to food banks along its route to keep the spirit of the holiday train alive this year and draw attention to the food insecurity issues across the country. Gather your friends and family to celebrate the wonders of the season with light. The Winter Wonders Borner Bigger and Brighter show is back for its second year, and your family can enjoy a variety of dramatic lighting techniques and new displays as you drive through the forests and fields of Borner Arboretum and Whitnall Park. This fun and COVID-safe holiday event premieres this weekend and runs through January 3rd. You can purchase tickets for your car at winterwonders.org. winterwonders.org. Bayshore is getting into the holiday spirit with their Season to Sparkle events. First up is their holiday celebration, Friday, November 20th. Guests will be delighted with a magnificent holiday tree, lively entertainment, ice sculptures, and a merry stroll on the Bayshore Art Walk, where the warmth and joy of the holiday spirit will be brought to life. Then, on Black Friday, join Bayshore on Instagram and take part in their bountiful Black Friday virtual treasure hunt from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Be the first to solve online clues and be rewarded with gift cards to select Bayshore retailers and restaurants. On next Friday's webinar, Podcasting 101, Who, What, Where, When, Why, and How. Learn from Milwaukee podcasters on how they started their channels, built their audiences, and leveraged relationships for great interviews. By the end of this webinar, you'll be able to decide whether it's time for you to start your own podcast or be a guest on theirs. And we've switched gears. Our first monthly partner spotlight kicks off on Wednesday, November 18th at 1 p.m., showcasing local merchants who will be sharing their ideas for holiday and client gifts. Be sure to tune in to get a jump start on your local holiday gift ideas. Now, on to our webinar topic for the week. I'm very excited for all of these people to join us today to discuss a very COVID holiday. As we all know, the holidays are going to look a little different this year, but that does not mean we don't have great opportunities in Milwaukee to get into the holiday spirit. Our panel today will share what they're doing to ensure the holiday season is still thriving in unique ways. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Kristen Settle, birthday girl and Senior Director of Communications and Public Affairs, to introduce our panel. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Peggy, and thank you to everyone who is joining us today. I think that this is going to be a great panel to help get us into the holiday spirit. So we have 5 panelists with us today, but I want to kick it off with Beth Weirick from the Downtown Bid 21. Beth, if you could turn on your camera and unmute, and we can get started.
There we are. Well, happy belated birthday, Kristen.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And okay, I'm starting my timer because I know I have 5 minutes or less. So do you want me to just move right into high level?
Let's get started.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, first of all, to Visit Milwaukee. Peggy, you have been an amazing voice and leader for our community. And Kristen, thank you and the rest of the team for your support. I think with all of the other esteemed panelists today, we can certainly know we're in good hands as you continue to promote Milwaukee and the greater Milwaukee area as a great regional destination for people over the holiday season. So I know under COVID-19, we've all had to pivot, which is very difficult for us because we have to look at things differently. And for us, this is our 22nd year, if you can believe it. I know not quite as long as Candy Cane Lane, but our 22nd year of the Milwaukee Holiday Lights Festival. And our amazing team of elves have done an amazing job of reimagining the way we can still continue to bring joy and a festive holiday spirit to all of our residents and visitors. So with that being said, we are still moving ahead with putting up 500,000 lights throughout downtown Milwaukee. And I just want to say thanks to people who support us because we have to start this pretty early, as you can imagine, because we're decorating 3 parks and miles of streets, and we're bringing lots of people downtown, socially distanced, of course, to help us prepare for the holiday season. We have Community Spirit Park, which is at Cathedral Square Park, and typically we'll have literally thousands of students who are coming down into this park and having tree decorating parties brought to you by Madison Medical Affiliates. But this year, what we've had to do is work with our phenomenal teachers who are already teaching their students virtually, but they've already figured out a way to incorporate into their curriculum themes to decorate over 50 trees in the parks this year. And we're also utilizing businesses and community-based organizations. So you're still going to see that really exciting vibe and see a variety of themes in Community Spirit Park over at Cathedral Square Park. We also have Tinseltown Express at Pere Marquette Park on the banks of the beautiful Milwaukee River. And this is typically where we have our holiday lights kickoff extravaganza. This year we're pivoting a little bit, and we're going to continue to work with WISN 12 ABC station, and we will still have our Milwaukee Holiday Lights kickoff event on Thursday, November 19th. So please tune in at 6:30, and there is going to be a phenomenal finale. I promise you that. It's going to be a phenomenal best of show featuring great Milwaukee artists. And it's going to be fun because that's the day we're going to flip the switch. And you're going to also be able to see Zeidler Union Square, which is over at Zeidler Park. And our theme this year is the Polar Plaza Express. You can see some of the families there. It's a great opportunity for you to go with your bubble and socially distance and get those great selfie shots and family shots to send your holiday greetings out. And there's a shot of Pere Marquette Park where Tinseltown Express is going to be. Of course, the beautiful chandeliers and all the decor along Old World 3rd Street. But another pivot for us this year, you know, typically we work with Coach USA on providing the Jingle Bus tour, and we have thousands and thousands of people who come downtown for this great narrated tour. Well, we didn't want to cancel the tour, so we partnered with iHeartRadio, and you'll be able to, in just a week or two, download an app that is the MKE Jingle Bus virtual tour. So you'll still be able to tour all of the parks and sights and sounds and hear about all the great cultural and arts destinations throughout downtown Milwaukee this holiday season. Another thing we're going to be doing is joy boxes, working with Milwaukee Food and City Tours this year. So every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from December 3rd through the 19th, Milwaukee Food Tours will be located at Zeidler Union Square. And for only $15, you can get a Jingle Joy box to enjoy while you're on your virtual Jingle Bus tour. So we're really excited about that. We've got a couple of surprises in store, but of course, as you can imagine, it's really critical for us as all of us have pivoted with COVID-19 to really move into continuing to elevate visibility of our local retailers and restaurateurs and our arts and cultural institutions. So if you go to MilwaukeeHolidayLights.com, you can find all of the great ways in which we can celebrate our arts and cultural institutions over this great holiday season.
That's great. Thank you so much, Beth. It's really exciting. I know that the downtown holiday lights just make me feel so warm and fuzzy when I'm downtown over the winter because it's so bleak outside, but then all of a sudden these lights light up at night and it just really just warms my heart. So we're so glad that you guys are continuing this year in a socially distant way. I love that. I love that play on that. That's fantastic. So
Thank you
next,
very much.
yeah, of course, this is wonderful. So next I want to introduce Jesse Wilder from the Ingleside Hotel to talk about A Country Christmas.
And there we go. Hey, everybody. Hey, first of all, thank you to Peggy and Kristen for inviting us to this. We so much appreciate it. So the Ingleside Hotel is super excited this year to bring you guys the 25th year of Country Christmas. We were blessed that 25 years ago someone came up with this great idea and other great ideas. It sounds like to put a mile-long trail with over 1 million lights through the trees, through the woods. It's a very traditional Christmas display. It changes every year. There are new displays. I go through it throughout the year, and it's a process of about 3 months to set up at least, not including all the preparation time through the summer of fixing and repairing and restringing and all that kind of stuff. But then takes about another 3 months for us to tear it down, but there's a lot of new exciting things. It's about a mile-long trail. We've added actually about another 100 yards this year to expand the displays. The unique thing that we put out there is an indoor train display, and the Christmas lights driving through is just the quintessential way to be safe this season, enjoy a family event where everybody can get together in the car and drive through, bring the dog, and check out the lights. It's going to be exciting this year. We're excited. It's going from November 27th to January 2nd. Hours are from 5 to 9 Sunday through Thursday, 5 to 10 Friday, Saturday, and the holidays. It's $20 a carload. It does include the train. It includes this giant nativity scene, which we had to put in its own separate building and display area. To be COVID safe, we are going to meter the number of people going into the building for the train display. So you'll be able to do it, but we'll be able to do it safely. We're going to put up some heaters out front of the doors to make sure if you're in line, it's going to be nice and toasty. One of the other things we'd like to point out is it is a great way if you have someone that needs to be safe in a nursing home or a care facility or needs to be protected. We do a great deal of $25 for a mini bus load for elderly care facilities and stuff. So that is a great way for them to stay safe and still be able to enjoy the holidays. So we encourage that. There'll be social distance markers, reduced capacities. We will do facial mask requirements to come in the buildings. It's all part of our Safe Promise plan here at the Ingleside Hotel, and we're taking it seriously, but we've got enough space at this property that we can really spread things out and do that. There's going to be, one of the things we've added this year is you'll be able to pay for in all one set cookies or hot chocolate, and there'll be a booth behind the ticket booth where you'll be able to pick up your hot chocolate and cookies and enjoy them in the car if you need to stay safe and not go inside the building. We understand that. We're trying to put options there where the kids and everybody get to enjoy the hot chocolate, which is just a fun part of it, and it's a tradition. We've added logo T-shirts for teddy bears this year, which is a new thing, and 25th anniversary pins to put on those bears or to put on your jacket. Celebrate. Last year, we added walking nights. We had so many people over the years just request to be able to come and walk through the lights, and we put our brains together and figured out how we could do it. So we lined the trail, this mile-long trail, with illuminated bags, and you can walk through. You can bring the dog on the leash. You pack the kids in the stroller or the wagon with some blankets, and we had such a great turnout last year. And the nice thing is you can take your time, you can see everything, and it's such a different way to see it. And people just absolutely loved it. So there's the walking nights. Those nights are November 20th, 21st, 22nd. It is $2, goes to the Christmas Clearing Council of Waukesha, which is an amazing organization. They bring Christmas to kids that are underprivileged, and it's just a wonderful thing. So you can either support a family or you can donate to the organization. but it just ties into the feeling of Christmas giving, and we're happy to be a part of it. The other way to enjoy it in a socially distanced way outside is we do country Christmas wagon rides. We've added a second wagon so we can spread families out and make sure that everybody's safe. Get your cup of hot chocolate. Join on those. We're doing those different days, and you can get those tickets online on our website. You can go to Country Christmas, or you can go to theinglesidehotel.com. And yeah, we are just super excited to do this, and it's something the people of this area, in this country, and this world need right now. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a really great getaway. It's a short little road trip for my family, and we always kind of go through the country Christmas and then stop and get some goodies out that way. So this is really, really great. Thanks for participating today. I love this idea, and I like that you can not only get your hot chocolate for the car, but you also have ways to be socially distant inside as well. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
If I can add one more thing that I forgot about, is we've kind of added for companies and corporations, because Christmas parties, they're tough to do right now, and it's something we have to keep all our people safe. We do discounted bulk passes, and we have set up one night where it's a private night where it's just that company. It's a pretty large company in the area, so it's a great way to give to your employees that still keeps them safe. And we have companies that are taking advantage of it, and it's just a nice way to give back when you can't do that Christmas party. So
that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to welcome on Colleen O'Neill Moran from the MAC Fund, representing Candy Cane Lane.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Beth. Thank you to Visit Milwaukee for having us today. We are thrilled to share the 35th annual Candy Cane Lane will open on Black Friday, November 27th. And run through December 27th. Candy Cane Lane, of course, benefits the MAC Fund, Midwest Athletes Against Childhood Cancer. It is completely free to go through, but our volunteers are standing at the corner of 95th and Manitoba to collect donations. You can see in this photo here, what we would traditionally do would have the big buckets right up to the door. What we're doing this year is taking smaller buckets, standing at arm's length, extending into the cars, and then taking those smaller buckets and dumping those into the bigger buckets. So that's one shift that we've had to make. All of our volunteers have to be masked and have to have gloves on, but it's outside in December, so that's not hard to ask for them to do. We also understand that people may not be comfortable with the interaction with volunteers. So we have added a donate button to our website, which will redirect directly to the MAC Fund website, where people can make a safe and secure donation. And we've also created a QR code where people can scan their phones, and then again, it directs will directly direct to Candy Cane Lane website. One of our biggest concerns is the host home, where we actually collect the donations and do the counting. The woman who owns the home is 86 years old and a cancer survivor. So we're being very careful. We used to allow volunteers into her home to use the facility to grab hot chocolate or snacks. Unfortunately, we've had to just say we can't have people in her home, and we are bringing in a porta potty in order to accommodate our volunteers and keep the host safe. We are decorating the trees next Saturday, the 21st, using high school students. Normally, all the kids come together, they grab all their supplies, they head out and decorate the trees. We now will be able to still decorate the trees, create this beautiful Candy Cane Lane neighborhood, but everyone will be separated in order to pick up their supplies. So just minor shifts in order to allow people to still come and enjoy Candy Cane Lane. And I know with the nice weather, the neighbors are already decorating. They're so excited. A shout out to the neighbors in Candy Cane Lane. They just are the best people. And for 35 years have invited people into their homes, into their neighborhoods. on Friday, November 27th, when we kick off the program, North Shore Bank will be making a donation to bring the grand total for the amount of money raised for the MAC Fund to $3 million. So we're thrilled that we have been able to continue this tradition for 35 years and are really hopeful that we can just power through this year, create this opportunity for people to come out, pile everybody into the car, drive through and enjoy these incredible light displays that the neighbors spend so much time, money, and effort putting together.
That's wonderful. And Colleen, can you clarify just for somebody who isn't familiar where exactly Candy Cane Lane is?
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's in West Dallas. It's bounded between Oklahoma Avenue, between 92nd and 96th Street, and runs 3 blocks north to Montana Avenue. And so there are about 300 homes within this neighborhood that decorate. And you can definitely walk through. We have had such beautiful Decembers the past couple of years. Lots of wagons, lots of strollers, lots of dogs. So whether you want to drive through or walk through, we are thrilled to have you. Again, the program runs November 27th through December 27th.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. This is another great family tradition. As I was saying before this webinar started, we've been going since I was a kid, and now I am taking my children to come and see it because it's just one of those ingrained Milwaukee traditions. So thank you so much, Colleen, for continuing this. And this is another great way to be socially distant and still get in the holiday spirit this year. This is fantastic. Next, I want to welcome Chad Bauman from the Milwaukee Repertory Theater to talk about the ways that they've changed up their schedule for a more COVID-conscious holiday.
Thank you very much, and very much appreciate Visit Milwaukee and everything that Kristen and Peggy has done for our businesses as we continue to try to navigate the COVID-19 situation. So this year is a kind of a special year for us for A Christmas Carol. It's the 45th anniversary of Milwaukee's favorite holiday tradition. For those of you that didn't know, we have the second longest running production of A Christmas Carol in the nation, only 1 year behind Minneapolis. And 2 million people have experienced the production in that time. So it's an extraordinary Milwaukee holiday tradition. And as we tried to pivot this year, knowing that our traditional version of A Christmas Carol, which has 30+ actors, lots of singing, lots of dancing, probably would not be safe for our actors or patrons or donors, we shifted over to a different approach. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that here in a second. Next slide, please. So most people are familiar with Mark Clement's 2016 production. It was the new production that we launched just 4 or 5 years ago. It's this big, massive, beautiful production that is housed in the Pabst Theater, the beautiful historic Pabst Theater. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that production this year for the first time in our entire history. But we also know how important this production is to Milwaukee families and their holiday celebrations. And so I'm pleased to share that with the support of Wells Fargo and David Hero and Jay Frankie, we are opening what we're calling is we're opening the vault of our video production. We actually had a very well-known company called HMS Media. It's a 20-time Emmy Award-winning company out of Chicago that specifically comes in and films live performance for broadcast. And so they did that for us in 2016. We've never streamed it. But this year, for the first time, it will be free to anybody worldwide to stream it from your own homes as our gift to Milwaukee. So that's the first production. But like I said, we also have a second production this year. Next slide, please. So when we, several months ago, knew that it wasn't going to be possible for us to do the live performance of our traditional production, we pivoted over to a one-actor version with a Foley musician called Jacob Marley's Christmas Carol. And we're thrilled to welcome back Lee Ernst. Many people have seen Lee on our stages for 25+ years, very popular actor, very talented actor. He hasn't been with Milwaukee for probably 8 or 9 years now. And Leah's back with us. He's currently in the rehearsal hall working with artistic director Mark Clements. He plays 14 different characters in the Disney classic. It is an entirely new production, so we have designed it, we have built it, we're rehearsing it, and we will be mounting it in full. The only difference is, just given the COVID data currently, is that we cannot perform it in front of live audiences. So we announced last week that we were canceling our live performances, but again, we will be bringing in HMS media to film it with a multi-camera high definition setup, and you'll be able to view it from the comforts of your couch. There will be a modest fee for this viewing this production, probably in the range of $15 to $20, only because that allows us to keep our artists employed, which, as you can imagine, our field right now, the field of live entertainment, is the most hard hit by COVID-19. 90% plus of cultural workers are laid off or furloughed. We've been able to keep a majority of our folks employed through this crisis, and with your help, we'll be able to continue to do so. So we encourage you to check that out as well. Next slide. I think that, oh, there we go. That might be it. So thanks, everybody. Come check out both the free version of Christmas Carol as well as Jacob Marley's A Christmas Carol. Sorry we couldn't bring it to you live, but we can't wait to see you back into the theaters again once it's safe to do so.
Thanks so much, Chad. This is wonderful. And this is a great family tradition that we have too each and every year. So I'm excited not only to watch the 2016 version at home, but also we're going to download the $20 version and watch the one-man show, because we had live tickets to that. So I definitely don't want to miss that this year. And our last panelist that I want to bring on is Maggie Dobson from the Cedarburg Chamber of Commerce, who's going to tell us ways that we can get outside of the city and head up to Cedarburg and what they have going on. So thanks so much for joining us, Maggie.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. First, I just want to say thank you to Visit Milwaukee, and also to say what an honor it is to be with all the different people here today. The panelists are great, and we're very lucky to live in a community like the Metro Milwaukee area that has so much to offer and has taken this in such stride and pivoted so well with this type of situation. So thank you to everybody for doing that. Cedarburg in general, for those of you who have never been, we need you to be up here and visit us this season. Cedarburg is about 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. It's known for its nationally registered historic district. We are on the National District of Historic Places, and have been for many, many years. We're known for our very, very walkable downtown, which all year round is a wonderful place to come and visit with your family. But we do tout ourselves especially heavily during the holiday season. Cedarburg is, we always kind of talk about it as a walkable mall, as much as that isn't always the best sounding term. Most of what you do and see in Cedarburg, unless you're ducking into one of those really sweet, awesome specialties shops or trendy restaurants, is outside. We have about a 4 to 6 block radius of our historic district, and the outdoors is really what we embrace here in Cedarburg. So not only do we have the walkability, we feel very confident that it will be safe for people to enjoy this holiday season. Cedarburg's Christmas and holiday season is kind of based on 5 Fridays usually. We usually work on Friday evenings and call them in general sense our festive Friday eves. This year those are on November 20th to December 18th. The most notable visual is the Chamber of Commerce puts out hundreds and hundreds of the luminaries that you're seeing in the photos that you are watching. We have them lining the historic district up and down Washington Avenue, and then all the way up to our Cedar Creek settlement, which is the historic mill built in 1864. So we're very excited to do that. Normally we would have a free trolley ride that would kind of help drive shoppers and carry those big shopping bags that we have, but we did decide that was something that we would prefer to keep to cancel this year, just for safety precautions and make sure that people weren't riding on a big trolley with each other, as much as it's a fun tradition. We do kind of say we're Christmas Town USA, and Cedarburg has been noted on several best of lists when it comes to holiday downtowns. So the walkability, like I said, of our downtown, most of our stores and shops have beautifully decorated windows. So number one, that's something that you and your family could enjoy just as a quick walk, grab a hot chocolate from one of our great local shops and wander through the downtown area that way. Secondly, the Cedar Creek Settlement, which I mentioned earlier, does have its Festive Friday Eves. They call them Festive Fridays, 5 Festive Fridays, from 5 to 8 p.m. on the same dates that we do the luminaries, so November 20th through December 18th. Each of those Fridays is a special themed evening where we can focus on a certain type of holiday tradition in a different country, perhaps, or Santa's Workshop, for example. So there are lots of different themed events there, and you can go to cedarcreeksettlement.com to learn about those evenings. This year, the Cedarburg Art Museum, one of our gems here in Ozaukee County and Cedarburg, is doing an enchanted Christmas, which if you've been up to their outdoor garden, they have a beautiful renovated back area to their big, beautiful Victorian home that they are housed in. They're doing an outdoor beer garden on several of those same Friday nights and also a couple of Saturdays, I believe. And they're also doing another train display as well. So that will be fun for families and kids, and they'll be very COVID conscious for that as well. Our Santa's Workshop, which is something that many people in the general area have come to know and love. We put up a 12 by 12 house in front of our community gym in City Hall and decorate it beautifully. Unfortunately, we aren't able to host children and families for Santa visits, but we do know for sure that Mrs. Claus and her husband will be making some appearances in Cedarburg in their workshop on Fridays. So if you're here in town on a Friday night, you might see a little wave from the big guy and Mrs. Claus out of the windows. And Illuminate Ozaukee is another new light show that is coming to Cedarburg. That is actually being put on by the Ozaukee Nonprofit Center, which is located just next to us in Grafton, Wisconsin. But it's kind of a cooperative for several nonprofits. And in one of our parks in Cedarburg, Zoinert Park, which is more on the south end of town, they are doing a holiday drive-through light display as well. So we will have several options in that way to be safe and socially distant for the holiday season. Lots to do and see in Cedarburg all year round, but we do especially love having people visit us during the holidays. And if I can give a little shameless plug, that hopefully next year we will be back to normal, and whatever normal may be. I hate to say that, but we'll be back to doing a little bit different things. For those of you from the Milwaukee area, we are very, very proud and excited to be the newest host of the Kooky Cookie House, which was the Capitol Court Mall similar Santa's Workshop feel from several decades ago, and it has its kind of storied cult classic history that people just love and remember. And we were hoping to bring that this year, but have decided to move it to next year to make sure we can give it the attention it deserves. But we're very excited to be able to be the next host for that. So just to be another reason next year to visit us in Cedarburg for the holidays.
That's wonderful. Yeah, we go to the Strawberry Festival every year in Cedarburg, but I've never been up for the holidays, so I'm kind of excited to head up there on a Friday night. We'll make that our date night. So that'll be really fun. So I'd like to welcome all of our panelists back on. We have a couple questions that we want to get answered from our audience. So thank you guys all so much for taking the time to be here. We really appreciate it. First and foremost, Jesse, we have a applause for Jesse on his holiday spirit in the comments. So good job on that, Jesse. You definitely win for holiday spirit today. We appreciate that. Okay, so just a couple questions that have come in. So as you shifted your event to its current COVID conscious state, what significant changes did you have to make? When did you make those changes? And what challenges were you facing in making those changes? So whoever wants to start.
I'll jump in. I mean, the biggest thing, I mean, and for all the drive-through light displays, I mean, they are quintessentially, like I said, they're COVID-friendly events just by their nature. When you add in the little things that for us, expanding our walking nights, expanding the wagon, we added the second wagon to make sure that we could put as many people on, but just spread out so they can have that distance outside. And then inside, really, the train is such a unique thing for us, and people have just come year after year, and it's grown and expanded, and it's 10 different train tracks going around this giant thing that fills up the room. And the kids' reactions are just amazing. So we didn't want to take that away. And we just said, well, we're going to have to meter people through. And as people come through, they'll come in and file kind of through a line and then back out the doors. So there'll be one traffic flow, and we'll have someone at the door just metering. I think it's roughly like 50 people in that big room in there. So that's roughly about a dozen families average at a time. And then we'll put markings on the floor to make sure that they can see the whole train set and jump from spot to spot to stay metered. And yeah, so that's a big part of what we've done. And then with a little bit of food and beverage, we just keep an eye out for that to make sure that we're protecting the guests and our team. So.
I think on our side, one of the things that we keep hearing is, there are arguments on both sides on a complete shutdown, and some people are talking about completely opening the economy. And really, we're trying to figure out a middle path through there. And I think from our audience's perspective, it's really easy to see how staying at home and digitally downloading something is very safe. But from an artist perspective, we're keeping people employed by building and creating and rehearsing and that kind of stuff. I mean, we have hundreds of people that we employ. And we've been working with the Medical College of Wisconsin, Dr. Cassidy there, who's been amazing, as well as medical doctors on our team, facilities experts, to do that in a safe environment. And so our folks get tested 3 times a week. We are in a bubble. Every single thing that you read about for like Major League Baseball, we're pretty much doing the same thing. And it's really been an amazing thing to see. They are, as you can imagine, actors are in close contact with each other, directors are in close contact with each other, and we've proven, at least in the last couple of weeks, that we can do that sort of work safely without exposure to COVID-19, which has been extraordinary.
Wow, that's amazing. Those are incredible steps to take, going above and beyond for sure.
I'm happy to chime in as well, Kristen. So for us, same thing, Chad, is we recognize you can make it back safely. The rules are kind of simple. It's like wear a mask, wash your hands, socially distance. And for us, we have seen through leadership with the Milwaukee Health Department, with assistance from Dr. Laura Cassidy as well, great guidance for our businesses, our restaurateurs and our retailers on how they can continue to keep people employed, keep the economy buzzing. But of course, what they need is all of us to continue to support them. We've got great COVID-19 safety plans in place. When you look at the contact tracing, we know it's not at our retailers and it's not at our restaurateurs. We know it's not at our arts and cultural venues. These are all the safe places that people can go and follow the social distancing rules and still support the local economy. So for us, that pivot, top of mind for us is, support our local businesses, get out there and figure out a way. If you're not comfortable going inside, sit outside or pick up curbside service or order your local retail online and pick it up curbside. And that's what we're focusing on through our Holiday Lights Festival, really focusing on how important it is to support arts and cultural institutions. So glad we still have the Christmas Carol that we can all get our arms around, and Candy Cane Lane and Cedarburg and all the joyous things that we can do with our drive-throughs at the Country Christmas. Really fortunate for that. But also for us, what we love, we can still do. We can still sell our ornament, which this year is the Hone Bridge. And speaking of the Hone Bridge, we can still go outside safely and take in those beautiful light shows that they're going to be putting on. So really excited about that. We can still the kids can still drop off their letters for Santa. We don't have these enormous letter writing parties with Santa anymore, where all of the elves convene together to write the letters and eat cookies and cocoa and talk about how cute the kids are. So now we are individually helping Santa. His elves are helping Santa in their homes and in our smaller bubbles. So lots of pivoting, but still, Maggie, I loved what you said about how Milwaukeeans were resilient, and we're finding and figuring out ways that we can innovatively move the holidays forward and continue to bring joy to this community.
Yeah, and
well, Beth, you touched on the next. Oh, go ahead.
No. I just am so pleased that that Beth mentioned, local businesses, because that is the reason I think most of us do what we do, at least in my world here. We have these sense of community because of what the types of different businesses and the things that our local residents support, and these little pockets of special events. We're lucky to have that, and I think that if we don't continue to support, we don't want to lose that. So that's what we're here for, I think, really truly.
And there's so many ways that these can cross promote each other too. So you can buy Christmas and holiday gifts up in Cedarburg, and you can give someone the gift of A Christmas Carol, the Lee Aaron show. You can purchase that for someone as a gift, and you can go to the holiday lights and get takeout, downtown, and doing things like donating to the MAC Fund just makes you feel good at the holiday season, and the joy that you get from driving through a country Christmas, or I love the idea, Jesse, of doing that as your employee Christmas party this year. That's a brilliant idea, being able to do that. So there's ways to cross promote, and support local businesses throughout all of your efforts. So that's really, really great. Beth, you had touched on an important question that came in or through our chat is, of course, we don't want Santa to catch COVID this time of year. We want to make sure that he's at the top of his game. So what changes will be made for the big man this year as he participates in your events? Is he going to be masked? Is he going to be handing out candy? Is he going to be behind plexiglass? What's going on to keep Santa safe?
So our kickoff event, where typically Santa is there to meet with the thousands and thousands of people who are in Pere Marquette Park, is happening again on WISN Channel 12 on Thursday the 19th. So you'll be able to see Santa there. But for us, we are looking at some virtual or possibly pop-up Santa experiences. We know we want to keep Santa healthy so that he can make sure to get to all the good little boys and girls homes. And again, we're going to have the elves in the background helping Santa to respond to all of those kids' letters. So Santa's still going to be as busy as ever, and his elves will be as busy as ever, and he'll be there responding to the kids, and he'll have a presence. It's just going to be a socially distanced presence.
Mm-hmm.
And Colleen, I know Santa makes an appearance at Candy Cane Lane every year.
Yes, Santa's out every night from December 6th through December 23rd. Santa will be socially distanced from the cars that drive through. It's not going to be up at the windows taking individual requests. I'm not sure if Santa will be masked. I have a meeting on Monday, and it's a very good point. So I think I'm going to actually encourage that. Maybe a white mask on top of his beard. So I appreciate that, Beth. That's a really excellent point. And I also might steal socially distant.
That is good.
Yeah, that is really good.
I love it. Chad, we had a question come in previous years, you've been able to donate to a nonprofit following each Christmas Carol performance. Is that happening again this year? And if so, what's the nonprofit?
Yeah, that's a great question. So every single year we collect donations from our live audiences, and we select a nonprofit that's one of our pillar partners that we work with. We've seen donations eclipsing $100,000 for Boys and Girls Club just a couple of years ago, which is amazing. So we're trying to work through the logistics of that right now. I do know that we're looking at doing some sort of drive, and this is all coordinated by staff members as well. So hopefully we'll have some more information on that soon. But yeah, it's a integral part of what it is that we're doing. So we're trying to pivot that as well.
Great. And Maggie, a staff member here at Visit said, I hate to say I remember seeing the Kooky Cookie House in person at Capitol Court, but I do, because that ages me. Is this the same Kooky Cookie House from back then, or is it a total recreation? And where will you be displaying it?
It is not original. The original Kooky Cookie House, from what I am understanding, unfortunately was destroyed or aged out or ruined, and parts of it just didn't work properly. So we actually met with Gino Salamone. For those of you who know Gino from the radio, he is the current owner of the Cookie House, and has worked with places like the Domes and I believe Discovery World in the last several years to have that on display. So he and I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm not sure exactly. I'm not remembering the full timeline, but it has been recreated. So there were original blueprints that were used to recreate the one that we will use in Cedarburg next year. We haven't fully decided where we will display it yet. That's still kind of up in the air. We made a decision last summer, this past summer, that we would not be able to put it up just because we hadn't yet, and we wanted to make sure we had enough resources and ways to make sure that it was the best it could be. So that's why we are putting it off to next year. But we do have it all here in Cedarburg. It's being stored. Santa checks on it every now and then. But until then, we do have the Santa's Workshop that is put on by the Cedarburg Christmas Committee, which is underneath the umbrella of Festivals of Cedarburg. So Festivals that puts on Strawberry Fest, Wine and Harvest Fest, has a committee that is somewhat separate, but focuses on all things Christmas in Cedarburg. So that's kind of where that connection became about. So don't worry. Now, we'll just be the helpers of the next generation who say, I remember seeing that when in 25 years. So it's a wonderful thing. We're excited to have it. We're looking forward to it.
That's great. That's great. Jesse, a question for you. Did you say the lighted walking tour of Country Christmas is $2 per person?
No, it's $7 per person, but $2 goes to Christmas Clearing Council of Waukesha. So
great.
Yeah.
And can you tell everybody what the Christmas Clearing Council is?
They are an amazing nonprofit. We started partnering with them last year. They bring out a bunch of volunteers to line the trail to talk about them and to collect any donations. They're a little different this year. They're collecting gift cards this year to be a little safer, but they have a location in Waukesha where they set up at a church, and it's amazing because you walk into this church and the gymnasium is filled with toys, and it's all separated by different age groups. And the kids, either the parents get to come in and shop for the kids, and they get, I think it's roughly like $75 too. You should see the room full of bikes. And there's a local bike shop that comes in and puts all these brand new bikes together. It's just, the room is filled with, and then you go to another room and it's gift cards, and then there's clothes, and it's all brand new stuff, and it's amazing just to walk in. We actually hooked up the wagon. We collected books for them last year, and we brought in, because every kid last year got 2 books. So we filled a hay wagon full of books, and we had people drove through, and I drove the tractor down to them wearing the same suit, and through the streets of Waukesha to drop them off. And it's just, it'll bring tears to your eyes. It's just an amazing organization, but they bring Christmas to kids that are underprivileged. So.
Yeah, they do. They do really great work. They do really, really great work. So we just have 1 minute left, and I just want to get everybody's weigh in on this. Aside from your own event, what event or tradition are you most looking forward to this holiday season? Maggie, you want to start?
I would love to. I was sitting here listening to Jesse talk, and I've gone to all of these things, but this one, all of the things that our panelists today have said, I've done. So I'm so excited to know that. But I'm very excited to see the Milwaukee rep. I will say that I was sad to see the cancellations, but understood them. But that's one of our family traditions as well. So I'm really excited to see that. So I'm also just excited to see how our community works together, because the holiday season is still the same holiday season. It's just what we're able to do during those times versus not. So I think we're doing good things, and we're excited for it.
Good. Chad?
Yeah, I was just thinking that there's a lot of great stuff on this panel that I want to check out as well. And so I will be seeing every single one of you. It sounds great. I think in the performing arts, the 2 things that I'm sort of watching, because I know how much work has gone behind them, is some sort of modified Nutcracker experience that the Milwaukee Ballet is looking at. And also our neighbor here is the Paps Theater Group, and they're looking at John McGivern's holiday event. So I'm optimistic about both.
Good. Beth?
Well, for me, I'm going to start with Thanksgiving. And this is like, people who know me will just be like in shock. But I'm going to, instead of preparing our Thanksgiving dinner this year, my bubble will be very small. I'm going to order from one of our local restaurateurs in downtown Milwaukee. So I don't know what I'll do with that extra time. Maybe a glass of wine or two. Maybe take in one of the fabulous virtual performances that we have going on while I'm reheating the food. But then again, for me, I'm really challenging myself, and of course I do this every year, but to really focus on thoughtful and meaningful ways to support our local businesses and how I can, you know, play that forward in gift giving. But I always, in addition, personally just select one of my favorite charities to make sure that I'm sharing some of the prosperity that I've been so very blessed to have in my life.
That's great. Jesse?
Well, yeah, it kind of starts with Thanksgiving, and my family, we will actually be here at the hotel because we are doing a socially distanced Thanksgiving family style dinner. We normally do both ballrooms full of this huge, amazing displayed buffet, and it's just not realistic to do it. So instead, we're doing it where your family can come in, sit at their table. That table is not used previously. It's not used after. They're setting each table for each family. There's plenty of space in between. The servers will bring you your dinner, and it's all family style. And we have hundreds of people that come every Thanksgiving, and we've called them back, and they're so excited about doing that. So I'll be here with my family for Thanksgiving. And then my Christmas will be a little different. We fly out for Louisiana on Christmas Day. I have 3 new nieces and nephews to go see that are brand new to the family. So, and then my sons got invited to go wild pig hunting on Christmas. So why not? It's Louisiana. So yeah, it'll be a unique, but it's the family together, and we're all going to be in one big cabin out in the bayou, in the swamps, and it'll be awesome. Cajun food for Christmas. I'm all about it. So
That's fun. That's fun. And Colleen, what about you?
That's so great. We're sort of focusing in on the fact that we have a lot more time on our hands than we used to have. So I'm really trying to teach our children about the importance of shopping locally and supporting our local businesses. So it may be a trip to Cedarburg. It's been entirely too long since we've been there, but we're in Oconomowoc, so a very similar community with really wonderful shops and small unique gifts instead of firing an order out to Amazon. So we're really making a mindful choice to shop locally this year. My husband's one of 14 kids, and so we normally host his entire family at our house, which is somewhere between 80 and 100 people. So I am starting to get my creative hat on how in the world we are going to be able to social distance and still host his family for Christmas. So that's gonna be a little bit of time researching how in the world we can pull this off. But you realize the importance of being together with the people you love.
I've got a room for you if you need it. I've got space. We can do it, and you won't have to cook a thing. You have a whole ballroom. We'll give it all. So.
All right.
Well, this has been wonderful. Thanks each and every one of you for your time today, and just for putting me in the holiday spirit, and just reminding me that, you know, it's so important to support local here in Milwaukee, and there's so many great things that are still coming down the pike, both for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and New Year's too. So thanks each and every one of you. Your contact information is on the screen. If any of our attendees have any questions, they can follow up with you directly. Otherwise, we're happy to get everyone in touch with you. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and everybody take care and be safe. Bye. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays.